Good morning, my friends. A very early porch pondering. And today it's about my son. What a beautiful last couple of weeks. What a change in my son. To be, to watch a boy or a girl. I remember when my two girls were that young, and I have two boys, but to watch a young child through a phase of growing up. I guess I need to explain this further, but my son was really struggling this year in that he is so mature and he's in an academic challenge program at a very academically challenged school. There, He's brilliant, and smart kids. Just like my oldest daughter, she was also in an academic challenge school, special for kids with higher intellect, and they are very challenged in dealing with such mature thought all the time while surrounded by kids their own age who don't experience that same thought. Even though he's in a school that's for challenged kids, a science school, a school that's very directed towards higher learning. Not all kids in the school, in fact, very few are advanced, they're just science inclined. So he very often has struggled this year in that. And I just, living far away, just never had the time. Even when I spent a lot of time, but a lot of my time in dealing with him was an hour each way driving through bad traffic. And so very often I'd be lucky if 2 or 3 times a week I got to spend an hour or a couple hours with him. Now I'm spending hours every single day. Only one day since June 1st has he not spent time with me. And we have been able to get really in depth into his thought processes and how he can aid himself in understanding his role in society. And even his principal, when I told him that I was working on that, he said, I gotta remind you, Pasha's only 8. And I says, I gotta remind you, I've dealt with 8-year-olds before who are advanced. He's not only 8. I'm sorry. Inside, he's 30. Inside, he's got a mind that's already working at a level that 30-year-olds can work at. But he isn't mature enough to understand it. That's the better way to look at it. But the key here, and it's so sad to me that there are so many separated parents that just don't get it, and we didn't either. I did. I've always known the importance of both parents as much as humanly possible. But not until I got here, close enough that I can be utilized as a babysitter as often as she wants, has she come to realize what a huge difference this makes in her boy's life. This morning she wrote me and said, Pasha is being so wonderful. Could you come and get him and take him to daycare? I'm just running late. And of course I will. Of course I will. And then when I told Pasha online, hey, your mom just said this to me. When I'm driving him, he says, I love that you told me that, Dad. I told Mom, thank you for saying that to Dad because it makes me feel good. He's learned that juxtaposition between Mom and Dad and how to properly utilize it for his best benefit. He has learned to stop upsetting his mom. He has learned that respect, although earned and deserved for his mother, does benefits for him. He shows respect, his life is better. So it's playing to that what's good for each other that just makes my heart sing. It was a beautiful morning driving him to his daycare, and we get to his daycare and he said, could I walk in by myself, Dad? Why don't you stay in the van and just drive away? And I said, okay, you sure love this independence kick. Yeah, I'll just watch until the door closes and then I'll drive away. And he was just chest out and just so proud of himself. A young man in the making, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I just want to say good morning and pass on that, just heartfelt Friday. Heartfelt Friday. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.